Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new happening with your favorite pastime. We got you covered on sports news and fantasy advice. Get all caught up here on Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Send us any questions you want, whether it's fantasy related, sports related, whatever you need. The Gmail is right there down below. Send us a question. We'll talk about it here on the show. Give us some content. Email's right down there. My man Guy, my co-host. How are you doing today, man?
Good, good. I'm just watching the Blackhawks versus Boston right now. Shout out Bedard, got his first goal of the year.
Let's go Bruins.
Against your team, but they tied it up right there. But Bedard, man, that kid's got an eye for the puck.
Yeah, I was watching the Blackhawks Penguins game yesterday. Obviously, watching my Bruins now. They pretty much christened Bedard into the league. They let up his first goal. But hey, I mean, it was going to happen. This kid's a stud. He has immediate impact. But yeah, no, I was watching him versus the Penguins, and I'm obviously watching him right now. He looks good, man. He looks good. That first period against the Penguins, Mark Messier said it the best. He was a little shaky on the skates, but then he just got right back into it, and he looked great. He looked so natural.
Like he snapped right. Like he's like, oh, okay, I play hockey. Like I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. I'm Connor Bedard. I got picked number one for a reason. I have the McDavid, Sidney Crosby comps for a reason. He looks good, man. Again. Yeah. No, he's quick, man. He's not afraid to get to the net. He had that sick pass for that assist to Donato. I think Donato scored that goal.
Yeah, he passed it like he was going up, and then he bounced it off the boards, and then they shot it, got the rebound, and scored. Yeah, so, it wasn't like a flashy assist, but he got the apple.
He got the apple, man. And we'll be talking about a lot more apples in a bit. Yeah, this is pretty much the first Pastimes on the Mic episode now where hockey's in full swing. We're in the huge meat. We're in the huge chunk of the MLB playoffs. Football, we're in week 6 already, man. What the hell, dude?
I know.
Fantasy basketball drafts are happening right now. Maybe I'll give you some advice about that in a bit. But yeah, man, we are in full swing with sports. It's a good time to be a sports fan, man. Bruins just tied it up.
Sports are going right now, man.
All right, we're firing off on all cylinders here. Everyone's talking about the Bedard goal for his first goal, but the Bruins rookie just got his first point. Matthew Poitras got his first career point with the Bruins. So shout out to him as well. We'll get off to that in a sec. But let's start off with some football, man. I guess we'll dive a little bit into anything crazy happening in week 5. I can't believe we're saying that, week 5.
Yeah. What's going on? The Bills can't get on a consistent roll. They can't figure out how to win and then win again. They win, lose, losing to the Jaguars. Obviously, Jaguars are settled down. They were in UK, right? That's where they played.
Yeah, they were in London, correct.
So, Bills had to fly out there, play them. They got a little jet lag probably, but yeah, the Bills can't get on a consistent run.
And I think a big part of that is the amount of injuries going on with that Bills defense right now. Yeah, a lot of injuries.
White, Milano. Those are the 2 big names that come to mind. I know there's more people too.
Those are some top key guys, huge key players for that Bills defense. I think that's kind of what's really screwing them on the defensive side of the ball. And Josh Allen does his thing, man, but you need a defense. And it's just rough. It's a roller coaster season for the Bills so far. They look like the best team in the league versus the Dolphins. And then, I thought they were a shoe-in for a win against the Jaguars, but it's been a weird, funky, almost near unpredictable season, I would say.
Yeah, very, very unpredictable. With just injuries going everywhere. I mean, it's talked about every year. Like, this year seems worse than the year before with the injuries, but just big names that are getting down. Rodgers, obviously, Justin Jefferson tweaked his hamstring this weekend. He's on the IR. A chain, he's out already. He's put on the IR. Kelsey almost got hurt. He almost tweaked up his ankle. It looked pretty bad, but luckily, he came back.
Javonte Williams, Deontay Johnson, all across the league, just injuries. And the Vikings, you brought up Jefferson. That's another team that I think really got to talk about because I feel like their future might be drastically different sooner before later. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not looking very promising for them right now.
the Kirk Cousins trade rumors are heating up now. Justin
Yeah,
Jefferson being shut down for the season. How is he going to feel
I
about that?
mean, that looks bad now, but in the future, if they got Jefferson and Addison, if they get Caleb Williams, I mean,
That's going to be an explosive
but
offense.
anyway, but I mean, like I said, it opens up the door for Addison.
It does, yeah. Addison's going to get some love. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see what happens in Minnesota. I just feel so bad for the Jefferson fantasy owners. Oh my god, who would have
Yeah, I'm
thought?
seeing him he's getting put out on trades right now. A lot of people
Yeah,
are trying to trade him away because they're trying to win, and he was like their only hope, and now he's out.
Jefferson owners, hold,
Yeah.
hodl. Do not
Listen, if
sell
it's
him for
redraft, I get it, but
different
if it's
story.
if it's dynasty or like a keeper league, do not trade Jefferson.
Yeah,
Suck it up for
because
the year. He's gonna be back.
people were sending me crap for Jamar Chase the first couple of weeks when him and Burrow just were not on the same page. I was like,
You got
dude,
to
come on,
hold, man.
you gotta hold.
Buckle
Dynasty
down.
Jefferson owners hold.
Do
That's the
not
one thing I
be
can
that
tell you.
guy.
Just hold. Don't be that guy. Don't sell him for Michael Pittman Jr. and like a 3rd-round pick. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. But I mean, Sean Payton, he got humbled this past weekend.
Oh, what a game! Sloppy win by the Jets. I'll be the first one to admit that was a sloppy win. Garrett Wilson should
Win's a
have
win.
a win's a win. That's the most important stat at the end of the day. Garrett Wilson could have had a few more caught balls that game. He had 2 easy drops that I saw when I was watching, but that's a different story. My boy Nathaniel Hackett. Look, don't get me wrong. Nathaniel Hackett was cheeks as the head coach of the Broncos. I will be the first one to admit it. But Sean
Sure, he'll
Payton was
even admit it.
Sean Payton was talking so much smack in the offseason, obviously leading up to this game. As a Jets fan, I was so hyped to beat him in the Broncos. Little personal vendetta right there.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Hackett, man. That guy was getting. I think he's a great offensive coordinator. Maybe head coaching is just not it for him. Awesome offensive coordinator. We saw him what he did in Green Bay with Rodgers in those back-to-back MVP seasons. But yeah, man, Sean Payton was talking so much smack, dude. And seeing Nathaniel Hackett like generally so hype on the sideline, dude, that brought a smile on my face, man.
Did you see the clip of Saleh when they shook hands, him and Peyton, and Saleh told him to stay humble?
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, some of the Jets fan pages were posting about it. I was cracking up, dude.
I mean,
He's
listen,
right, man.
Saleh, I'm sure is getting shit on a little bit about what's
Yeah.
going on this year, but I mean, you got to respect that guy for
Oh,
going up
dude.
to him and saying stay humble. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
you know, I like Salah a lot. I feel like he's like, he can really relate to
He backs
players.
his guys.
Yeah, he relates to players. He's a younger coach in the league, and like, dude, like he's just like he's with it, man. He's with the times. He's with like the trash talk that goes on. He was getting heated at the Kansas City game, with that holding call and Sauce Gardner. He's an awesome coach, man. Great person. Really hope
I mean,
that.
even when he was like the defensive coordinator of the 49ers, I mean, he just gets involved in the game. I mean, when the Jets scored on the punt return, when Gibson scored, I mean, he was running down. He just gets into the game, and you got to love that by a coach.
Nah, he's awesome, man. And that was a freaking fun game to watch. I had a parlay that game. I did Jets money line, Breece Hall anytime touchdown score, and we'll get to Breece into a second. He went off that game, and I had Garrett Wilson for 57 yards, dude. Over. He had finished at 54, but hey, I'll take the Jets win. Whatever. But yeah, that was a crazy game, man. The Jets defense looked phenomenal that game. Sean Payton definitely got humbled.
The best defensive player on the Jets is not Quentin Williams, but his brother Quincy Williams.
Oh, Quincy's an animal, dude. He's an absolute unit.
He's looking like your best player on defense.
Yeah, he's an animal.
I mean, that when Wilson got picked to turn the ball over, and you're like, oh god, Jets are gonna do what the Jets always do.
Yep.
And then Quincy just ate up that drive. He just did not let them extend the plays. He just was in their face, and you got to give credit to the defense. They held their own that game.
Yep, yes they did. Jets
and Zach Wilson didn't look like the complete guy, but listen, he got the win on the road in Denver against Sean Payton and all that shit he talked.
That's it. He's playing somewhat winning football. we'll take it. And like I said earlier in the episode, just before, Garrett Wilson and other receivers, Lazard too, they had passes to them that were dots, and they just dropped. I don't know what was going on. I was just shaking my head, dude.
They're probably just not used to getting that type of pass.
Exactly. They're like, wow, this guy can actually
Throw
hit
the
us.
ball.
Yeah, hit us in the hands. So, great win for the Jets. Hopefully, the Bruins follow suit against the Blackhawks. It's going to look like a great game to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But, I guess we'll dabble to the Chiefs a little bit. Travis Kelce, questionable again. He missed week 1, and he got injured again. What'd you say?
Who are they playing this week?
The
They're
Chiefs
playing tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they play Broncos, right?
Oh, I mean, sit them. Come on. Do not.
Denver and they're home.
I'm sure you can sit Travis Kelce for one game.
I mean, we might as well segue into predictions at this point, right? I guess. I'm right with you, dude. Broncos look terrible.
Yeah, they look terrible.
Chiefs are at home. I think, even with Kelce out, I think Mahomes and the Chiefs.
The only thing I'll give the Broncos is that if they hope that at any point in time, Russell Wilson can just flip the switch, and just turn into Russell Wilson of the past.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon. I mean,
no, it's not, man.
I'd sit Travis Kelce and just
let him rest.
And I don't know what their bye is, but
I think it's coming up fairly soon. But look, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're first place in the AFC West. Rest Kelce up for the week. Yeah, they're 4-1. You got a 2-game lead. I'd rest up Kelce. It's like we were saying with Joe Burrow. Rest the kid, but I mean, he went off, but still.
Finally.
Yeah, seriously. We'll get into that in a sec. But, rest Kelce. Get the win at home. Easy money.
Yeah. So,
I guess that starts off our predictions for Thursday Night Football. We'll pick the Chiefs over the Broncos. The next matchup. Actually, here, let me share the screen so we can show the audience and you as well. The matchup. Present. Share screen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, not picking Denver.
No. Definitely not picking Denver. You can see this? You see the matchups?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, we both got Chiefs beating the Broncos at home. I think that's cash money right there.
Yeah.
Ravens at the Titans, 9:30 in the morning in London. These London games, man, crazy. How you feel about this one?
I mean, they're both going to be coming off the jet lag a little bit. But I think, the Ravens have a bad taste in their mouth from getting beat by the Steelers. So I'm going to have to go with Baltimore over Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. I think Baltimore kind of just had just weren't in their groove last week. And you know how I feel about the Titans this year. Yeah, they kind of went off last week. I am just not sold on them at all. Give me Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And now we dabble into Guy's team, the Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons. I will have you start this one off for us.
Washington, you could change the owner, you can change the name, you can change the quarterback, but Washington is still going to be Washington at the end of the day with Ron Rivera as the head coach and Jack Del Rio as a defensive coordinator. Not elephant in the room. They got smoked by the Bears. Gave the Bears their first win last week. Haven't forgotten about that. I don't think Washington has a chance against the Falcons.
Not a chance at all. 0%.
I mean, listen, I'm very negative when it comes to Washington because they just disappoint. As
a Jets fan, I feel you. Yes.
I don't know. The defense, unless they come out and turn into the defense that they were when Chase Young was a rookie and, they were stopping the 49ers and, but I don't know. I after losing to the Bears, I can't say anything. I mean, that's embarrassing.
I hear you.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, DJ Moore went absolutely nuts last week. I think Justin Fields is really silencing the haters the last 2 weeks. And you and I both have said, Fields has been this scapegoat, in a crappy culture, what is called the Chicago Bears. So I guess he's finally, boosting up his stock a little bit. I wouldn't be as harsh. I get it, you're a fan, but I wouldn't be as harsh as you're on your Commanders. But I get it. Losing to the Bears that's got to be a shitty.
I mean, listen, they let up 30-plus points 4 consecutive games. Their defense is not clicking. It's only the line that is getting pressure on the quarterback. Their secondary is not sticking up with the receivers that they are versing. They already benched their first-round pick. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jack Del Rio should not be a head coach or defensive coordinator in the NFL anymore after that performance. But, that's my rant. I got the Falcons beating Washington in I don't know. I guess you could say a close game, but whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to agree. I'm going to pick the Falcons as well. I do think it's going to be a close game. I'm hoping Howell kind of just outperforms Ritter. I think that's what.
And Ron Rivera, man, I'm all out on him. He's putting the blame on, rookie quarterback. The guy just doesn't know how to speak during a press conference. He's just not it anymore. But, yeah, we can move on to Chicago versus Minnesota because Washington's just a disgrace.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I definitely get the pain you're feeling.
No one wants to hear about Washington.
No
one wants to hear about what Sam Howell's going to do. But I did say he was going to be top 10 in passing yards, and he's 6 coming into this week.
There you go. That's a great take.
But that's what happens when you're down throwing the ball.
Yeah, and I want to sprinkle a little fantasy advice in here. I think Bijan Robinson goes off this week. That's just a quick take of mine. I feel like he's been.
Listen, whatever studs on the opposing team of Washington, start them. Bet the over.
Kyle Pitts, baby, breakout game
for sure. Because you got Cody Barton who can't cover a fucking garbage can.
All right, we'll move on. I think Ron Rivera and the Commanders got torched enough right there.
And
Vikings at Bears.
Hey, maybe Ron Rivera will uncross his arms. Yeah, Vikings at Bears.
I'm gonna go with a little upset here. I just feel like the Vikings. I was thinking about the Bears all season, and maybe they're finally clicking. And I feel like the Vikings culture and whatever's going on there is just not clicking either.
The Bears.
I'm going with the Bears. I'm going with the Bears in this one. I feel like the Vikings are probably gonna be the most disappointing team this season. I had them as divisional winners by far, with the Lions right behind them. But now I feel like the Lions are just kind of running away with it. But
I could see it being a back and forth game for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I could see them
Addison and DJ Moore going back and forth, but I think Justin Fields.
I think Fields is on a mission now, man. Yeah, I think he's on a little bit of a mission. He's feeling himself. He's kind of playing more to what we saw last year, and now he's kind of
the last 8 games of last year.
Yeah, the last 8. Yeah, he's building off that stride. I'm liking the Bears. That's probably gonna be. I'm assuming the Bears are the underdogs in this matchup, so I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, for sure.
The Seahawks at Bengals. Is Joe Burrow finally figuring it out? I think so.
I think so after that game last week.
I think so. Jamar Chase, my boy, my favorite non-Jet, looked fantastic last week. We'll see what happens with T. Higgins, if he plays or not. I don't know if there's any update. I know he was questionable. Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. The Seahawks, I like the Seahawks. I like Metcalf. I like Kenneth Walker. I love Geno Smith. I'm just like, they're just meh to me at the end of the day as a whole. This is the meh.
I don't know. I might go with Seattle here, honestly, on the road in Cincy. I don't know. I just feel like Seattle's in every game.
They are.
Walker, DK, JSN, Lockett, and their defense is always decent,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think Seattle, pulls out a close game in Cincinnati. And still, I don't think Joe Burrow's 100%, even though he had his week last week. But I'm picking Seattle.
Yeah, I'm definitely with the Bengals. I don't know. I just think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, man. Those are my boys at the end of the day.
They'll always have that connection.
Yeah,
there.
I just feel like, they're like, I think they're thinking that, hey, a lot of people are kind of writing us off. We made it to Super Bowl just 2 years ago. We were, in the playoffs.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying the Bengals are bad. I just, I just after seeing Burrow and he's not 100%, and the Bengals defense isn't that great. I don't know. I just, I think it comes down to whether or not Joe Burrow shows up or if he's still hurt.
Yeah. I don't know if there was any recent reports on injury, if he was, still, questionable or whatever. I'm hoping that injury's in the past now, but
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
see.
he's still probably he's not he's listen. If he was hurt, he would have been put on the IR.
Yeah,
But they
exactly.
clearly thought he could play through it, and he thought he could play through it. So
Yeah, I just think the Bengals should start turning it up. I think.
oh, I mean, if this is the time to do so.
Yeah, I think they gotta start turning it up here.
You
See,
know,
it's still a pretty winnable division. We're still fairly, early in the season at 2-2. Steelers
Yeah.
are 3-2. Yeah, they're probably we gotta turn this shit up now. So I'm going with the Bengals. Gut feeling. See what happens. The 49ers at the Browns. I feel like I'm picking the 49ers, but I feel like this is gonna be depends if Watson plays now. He's still hurt. I forgot about that. If Watson's out, it's the 49ers all day. But I feel like if Watson plays, it could be a little more entertaining.
I definitely don't see the 49ers going undefeated, but I don't think they're going to be losing their first game to the Cleveland Browns.
To the possibly Watson-less Browns, yeah.
Yeah. And that quarterback that was in for Watson looked like absolute cat shit. Sorry, whatever that kid's name is, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I agree. Especially if Watson's a play, I think it's the 49ers by a long shot. Sorry, Cleveland Browns fans, but yeah, I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah.
That one's pretty easy. And I think this next one is pretty easy, too. We got the Panthers at the Dolphins, unless I'm losing it.
Listen, anything's possible, but
that is true. Yep.
I don't think Bryce Young turns into Bryce Young of the Alabama team. So I'm going with Tua of the Miami Dolphins. Little Alabama rivalry going on there.
I think the Dolphins win this one, but not only do they win it, I feel like Tua's not even going to play the fourth quarter of this game. I don't know, man.
Well, if it's anything like the game from last week, both quarterbacks weren't playing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Tua and Jones.
Yeah.
Jones for other reasons.
Oh, yeah. Prayers up to Daniel Jones, but I think Dable said he's going to be playing even with the neck injury. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins. I just feel like
they better have a hospital
bed. They're
on
disgusting,
the
dude. Yeah, seriously, they're disgusting.
Yeah, Miami for sure.
Yeah. Colts at Jaguars, and speaking of injuries, Anthony Richardson, probably my favorite rookie quarterback this season. He's just awesome. So electric, just needs to slide, man. He needs to slide, and he's just getting banged up this season. Yeah. Jacksonville might be riding a high after their win against the Bills in London. And Gardner Minshew is no slouch at all. He's probably the best backup quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Jets needing a starting quarterback. I said that was the guy.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a close game. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's back.
But I would say it's still a close game even with Richardson out. But if Richardson was playing, I would honestly take the Colts. But because he's not playing, as well. I think I'm going to take Jaguars.
I'm probably in the same boat as you because Taylor's back. I know last week was kind of his first week, He's back, getting back, easing him in, getting back into the rhythm. He might be due for a monster game. I just feel like they're kind of riding that high, and I feel like Trevor Lawrence he's got to pick it up eventually. We're heading to week 6.
He's been just squeaking out these wins.
Yeah, I feel like he's due for a big game. I'm going with the Jaguars. If Richardson was healthy, like you said it perfectly, I feel like that's an easy.
Still be close, but I mean, I think that Richardson's just
an animal.
Yeah, he's just that good. Dude. He's
an animal.
Just sucks at this early in his career. He's already getting hurt. Like he's been in concussion protocol. Now his shoulder's messed up.
Yep.
He's got to start throwing the ball away more than running it.
Exactly.
This next matchup is pretty. That's a good matchup.
Houston, this is an interesting one. I'm kind of torn on this one.
In Houston, 1:00 game. Tickets overpriced. I like Stroud a lot.
I do too. So he's grown on me a lot.
Saints just have a well-rounded team all around. I mean, if
and Alvin Kamara is back, baby. That guy is too great.
Carr is a little banged up, but
yeah, this is probably this one's a little tough. Houston's at home.
Listen, you show me this matchup week 1, I'm picking the Saints, but CJ Stroud has showed out and more. So
Yeah, the Texans are showing out this year, man.
I think they lost last week, but I mean they put up 30 on the Steelers defense, or 31.
The offense is the real deal, dude.
So I mean, and the Saints don't have a bad defense. So I mean, at home, I'm going with Houston. I'll go with Houston.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Larry, write that down. Write that down, Larry. Houston. I'm taking them.
And I love my boy Tank Dell. Carr's still banged up, right? He's questionable.
Yeah, but I mean, you've been pretty high on Kamara, so I'm actually shocked that you're not taking the Saints here, like shockingly.
Yeah, but I know Tank Dell's banged up too. I love Tank Dell. Nico Collins balling out. I think that offense is really the real deal. I think the offense is a little bit better than New Orleans, but I think New Orleans has the better defense. It's kind of
I don't know. I think the Saints have the better offense.
Yeah,
I mean, you got Olave, Michael Thomas, Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara.
I think name-wise, they definitely have the more firepower because I see that the Texans have more points for so far this season. Stroud just a slayer.
OG Jimmy Graham.
Yeah. This one's tough for me, man. It's like such a weird matchup. It's a really good low-key matchup. You know what? I will play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's not a bad. They're both not bad picks.
Yeah,
they're both showing out this
I'm not gonna be surprised if the Texans win, but I feel like the Saints have a more of a timeline, if that makes sense. They're more in a win now approach, I guess.
They're also more groomed. They know how to win.
That's the perfect word I was looking for. They're more groomed. Their experience might be the deciding factor.
Derek Carr knows how to manage the game. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I think Saints win in a close matchup.
I mean, we might have to start a new trend or a new topic on this podcast and start the ship bowl, because I mean, this one is right there in the ship bowl. Vegas
Jimmy
versus
G,
New England.
Jimmy G revenge tour versus probably the worst Patriots team in forever, probably of all time.
I don't even want to. I mean, listen, Mac Jones sucks. That guy's ass.
Yeah, I already know who I'm picking for this one. I'm picking just because out of spite too. Fuck the Patriots. Sorry for the F-bomb. I'm going with the Raiders. Jimmy G revenge tour. I can't believe I'm saying that.
In Las Vegas, I mean, Brady's gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
That is
part owner in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
played for New England. Jimmy G's there. Belichick's there. It's a perfect match made in heaven. Listen, Taylor Swift might even be there. All right.
No. and how much are tickets for this game? $167. Jesus, go out to a nice dinner instead and see a movie. Jesus Christ, 160. Yeah. I'm going.
Did that say $28 for the Rams game?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Tickets a little $20 for the Cardinals at Rams.
You tell me Puka's not bringing in the fans?
Yeah, right. Puka, come on, man. $28.
Kyron Williams, Tutu. They got the fucking names, man.
$28. Those seats got to be up in the boonies or something, man. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams in that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Arizona had their few interesting games to begin the season.
Also out. Fantasy owners.
Yeah, James Conner. Yeah.
Pick up Ingram. Pick up the other guy. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Starts with a D, I think. DiMarco. DiVincenzo. I don't know. I don't know what the guy's name is.
Soprano.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rams too. It's a pretty easy one. All right.
Woo! Do the Jets get their first win in history against the Philadelphia Eagles?
All right. So I'll always start this one off. I know I'm going to be wrong. But like a gut feeling. I feel like the Jets always play so damn good against like the best teams.
Good teams, yeah.
The Bills,
they play up to good teams.
And the Eagles, I'm high on the Eagles.
Please be the first team to stop the tush push.
That's what I'm saying. Someone's due for a loss here, whether it's the 49ers or the Eagles. Someone's due for a loss. The Jets somehow play like gods against the best teams in football.
Jets defense is going to eat up on this team.
Yeah. And you know how I feel about Hurts and the Eagles. I'm high on this year. Yeah, I'll go. And everyone's gonna call me a homer. They're gonna call me a homer. It's just my gut feeling. I would say if it was any other team, I'm going with the Jets. They play good against great teams. It's so fucking weird. I'm going with the Jets. I feel like the Jets.
I mean,
defense,
listen, it's not like the defense is like a joke. Like
no, the Jets defense is legit.
Real.
Zach Wilson just needs to play solid.
I hope
you don't have to be great.
It all comes together for him, man. Like,
just don't be
the guy you drafted.
He's the.
I mean,
second
listen,
overall.
He's throwing passes that you aren't used to seeing him throw. Like he's throwing they might not be in the right spot, they may not, but like at least he's getting the confidence to throw those passes.
Exactly.
Hopefully Sauce Gardner he's not. Did I say he got hurt or is he good?
I think he's good.
I hope he locks up AJ Brown, and then whoever's opposite of him locks up Devontae Smith. But those are two challenging receivers that you're gonna have to cover, and then Dallas Goedert at tight end.
Those two are headaches for sure. And then stopping the run with Hurts and Swift. Game
well. I mean, listen, Washington went head-to-head with them. I think, it's obvious the Jets' defense is definitely better than Washington's defense. So,
yeah.
I mean, if Washington can go, obviously rival division games is different. But, like you said, Jets play up to, the challenge. I hate the Eagles so much. I don't want to pick them. Like, obviously, I know. You have a gut feeling, so go with your gut. Oh, I hate the Eagles so much. But, part of me just thinks they'd squeeze out a win.
The Eagles, though?
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard not to say they don't win. They're insane.
I don't know. I don't think the Jets' offense is able to stay up with the Eagles' offense.
Yeah, that was the one part of me I was thinking about. I was like, it's... look, Garrett Wilson's great, obviously. Bryce Hall's on leash now. We'll see what he does. Maybe just rely on the run a lot. Bryce Hall gives the Eagles nightmares. We'll see. But
I hope I'm wrong. I hate the Eagles, bro. I hate them.
I don't blame you, man. I do not blame you. So I'm assuming you're picking the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's like the heavy favorite. I mean, of course. Ooh, Blackhawks are giving the Bruins a little.
All right. Let's wrap this up and dive into other sports.
So we'll do the Lions at the Bucks. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. I'm just high on the Lions this year.
Lions, yeah. And the next one, we got to talk about Bills Sunday night.
Yeah, the Bills are gonna want to, get their shit together, kind of, and the Giants might be without Daniel Jones. That's just a recipe for the
Saquon might be back. Fantasy owners, and then you got Kellen Moore versus old team in the Dallas Cowboys. Does Mike McCarthy have something up his sleeve that Kellen Moore may not know? That's going to be a good game, man.
That is going to be a good game.
I'll
go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know. The Dak looked like shit the last game he played against us. I mean, obviously San Francisco is no joke, but I mean, he just threw 3 picks. Couldn't get the run game going with Pollard.
I feel like Herbert, man. Herbert's having.
They're coming off a bye, though.
Come off a bye. I kind of like that for them a little bit.
Yeah, you did get to heal up.
Got to heal up a little bit.
That's not an easy game for sure.
It's not, no.
And Kellen Moore knows that, and he's probably telling the defensive coordinator what to look out for on the offensive side when they're, so. Eckler's back.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers.
I might have to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I just feel like Herbert, man. He's having a great year.
Keenan Allen's going off
at home. Keenan Allen's going off. See what the Cowboys defense does. I think that's going to be their saving grace.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Van Der Esch. They don't have Diggs. Bland walked off the field. Parsons, don't sleep on him, but I think the Chargers edge that one out.
Yeah, I definitely Agree with that. So that wraps up the
Football
week
talk.
6 predictions. Yeah. So I guess we can dive right into it. We can dive into some MLB playoffs. A lot of good stuff
Very
happening.
exciting.
Very exciting. Bryce Harper, man. I just want to give this guy his flowers. Ever since he entered the league, man, in basketball, you have the gloaters and stuff. You got the celebrations after a dunk. Hockey, you got emotion on there. Football, obviously, Terrell Owens. Bryce Harper really kind of brought that to baseball. Baseball, that's why a lot of people say, oh, baseball's boring. Not a lot of emotion, not a lot of character on the field. But Bryce Harper, man, ever since 2012, he's really brought
Yeah.
that type of environment to the game. And
Shows
well,
out when it
he
matters.
shows out. He shows out. He brings that swagger to the game, man. That's I feel like becoming more popular now, with guys like Randy Rosarina and stuff, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so we'll talk about this pretty interesting story, actually. Arcia, the Braves second baseman. So he had a quote in the clubhouse from in the locker room. It was like, he was making fun of Harper because he overran second base. Michael Harris, my boy, one of my favorite non-Yankees, made it a spectacular catch in center field, was able to get it to the shortstop, and then they eventually threw out Bryce Harper back at first base. Huge play in the game. And
Yeah, Harper was getting too much hate. Sorry to cut you off, but
no, that's fine. Harper that's been the narrative his whole career. He gets hated on so much because he just has that awesome emotion that not a lot of guys bring to the table in Major League Baseball. But yeah, so Arcia was he was mocking him. He was like, "Ha ha, Harper," making fun of him, whatever. And I guess I don't know how. It wasn't a major media source, but a third party recorded it and it got out. So now tonight, Bryce Harper, man, hits 2 home runs, and each time rounding second, staring down Arcia. Freaking awesome, dude. I want to see if I can actually pull up the picture, but you got any thoughts on that?
yeah, I mean, one guy you don't want to talk about in the playoffs is Bryce Harper. I mean, that guy just shows out. I mean, he had 2 home runs tonight. 2 home runs tonight he had?
2 home runs, yep.
2 home runs. He had 1 home. Yeah, 2 home runs. Trey Turner had 1. Castellanos had 2. Marsh had 1. I mean, they were just smashing the ball tonight.
Mashing the ball. And I was talking about this. I want to shout out to our boy Drew Chun. Me and him were talking about this. He sent me the whole Arcia story, and I literally said the first thing, I was like, dude, Arcia just cursed the Braves.
Yeah, and
when guys do that,
you could pick anyone else to talk about. You talk about Bryce Harper,
dude. It's so easy to predict. These athletes, man, they talk so much shit before the series is over. There's a million examples. I just can't pinpoint one exactly, but dude, you're talking shit about a future Hall of Famer, last year's MVP. They made it to the World Series last year, and you're mocking him, dude. It's Bryce Harper. He's arguably. No, he probably is a top 3 baseball player when healthy and on top of his game, behind Ohtani and Judge and Trout. He's in that caliber of guys, and Acuna. It's insane. But dude, you can't be talking smack like that in a 5-game series when it's ridiculous. I mean, granted, he got recorded by a third party. It wasn't like he said it in an interview, so I kind of get that. But dude, I don't know.
I mean, he got caught. He got
caught. He got caught. And I'm a little old-fashioned.
I don't discourage Bryce Harper for what he did. He's trying to extend the play. He's trying to get home. He's trying to tie up the game. It's just unfortunate he got caught. Oh, that photo. That's it.
Yeah, it's the photo right here. Stupid ad, but you kind of get the picture. Yeah. You get the picture. Staring him down twice. He did that, dude. Absolutely twice. It's already been published 33 minutes ago by a bunch of sports media. It's insane. But yeah, Bryce Harper is that dog in the playoffs, man. Is that dog. And how about those Texas Rangers, dude? Absolutely stomping.
Swept.
Offensively and with the pitching, they are killing it. The general manager there, Chris Young, dude. When I was a host on Bad and Chat, and I constantly gave this dude his flowers. I'm like, you really look at the blueprint of that team. You go back 2 years ago, the Texas Rangers, no one thought they'd be buyers. They were kind of a crappy team in the American League West. Dude, then they buy Corey Seager and Semyon.
Yep.
It's like, that's the way to run a team. Oakland Athletics, take some fucking notes. This is how you run a baseball team. I don't care how bad you are. You open the checkbooks, man. And Chris Young did that. He went out and got DeGrom, traded for Scherzer. You got Evaldi. You gotta love it, man.
I mean, they have good pieces. I mean, Heim at catcher. They got Garcia in right field.
That's the other thing. They also built naturally too through the farm. Josh Jung, Garcia, Yona Heim. It's a great. That's how you run a baseball team. It's what the Yankees did in the '90s. You mix the farm and you get those free agents. That's how you run a baseball team. The Oakland Athletics are putting out dog shit and sending Miguel Cabrera $80 bottle of wine. It's like, dude, it's ridiculous. Spend some money, man. It's crazy. Spend some money. You're a multi-billion, $million.
Give a recovering alcoholic a bottle of wine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, real thoughtful Oakland Athletics. Little rant there. I just love how the Texas Rangers operate. That's how you run a baseball team. Chris Young's a beast. Awesome general manager. Type jealous as a Yankee fan. But
I mean, last team to win a playoff game out of the AL East were the New York Yankees.
Hell yeah. Yeah. The American League Beast became the American League East real quick, dude. It's insane. Like they were talking about how Tampa Bay Rays were off to a historic start. Baltimore Orioles, the kids were clicking. The Yankees, they were kind of in it for a little bit. Then Judge got hurt. Yeah. And then the Blue Jays were overall solid this year. They all just got
fuck the Blue Jays.
Yeah, fuck the Blue Jays, man. They all got crapped on. But Astros are up 3-2 right now on the Twins.
So would that be if the Astros made it? What would that be? Consecutive?
7th consecutive year in the ALCS.
Ugh.
Someone's gonna stop them, bro. Someone's got to stop them.
Not the Yankees.
Not the Yankees. No, I think the Yankees are the last team to do that. We'll see though. Hopefully,
maybe Correa gets their number. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Bottom of the 6th,
2-1, 2-1 right now in the series. Oh, the game's live. 3-2. Okay.
Yeah, 3-2 Astros. Astros win. They advance. They will be facing their division rival in the same state. It's going to be a Texas ALCS. That's kind of exciting, not going to lie.
Yeah.
That's a sick matchup.
And Scherzer's back, right?
Yeah, Scherzer's probably going to be back for the ALCS. That's huge.
Listen, I mean, all the crap he's got this year, I mean, he knows how to show up in big games. So
he does.
I mean, I don't know about with the Mets, but
hope it's not like last year.
You're going to erase that from history because I think Scherzer with the Mets is a fluke. I think Scherzer has a good
usually postseason. Most things with the Mets end up being a fluke. Like, dude, Verlander as a Met feels like a fever dream. That feels like it never really happened.
Yeah.
Because he went right back to Houston. So it's ridiculous.
He saw what it was like outside of Houston. And he's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Send me back.
And then we'll take
Dodgers. Dodgers, man.
We'll take things a little bit more out west. Yeah, Arizona with a commanding 2-0 lead in a 5-game series against the Dodgers. It's going to be tough to get back from that. It's going to be tough.
Zach Gallen.
Gallen, he's the real deal. He's had a Cy Young caliber season. Corbin Carroll, he's the next Acuna. I mean, if he isn't already. This guy swipes bags, hits dingers. He's clutch. Very explosive player. It's going to be tough to climb out of that 2-0 hole, and I don't think it happens. I think the D-backs advance. They will be in the NLCS.
It's just like the Diamondbacks are like a sleeper team because if you look at their lineup, like once it gets past like these 3, maybe 4 guys and Walker, Marte, Carroll, Gurriel, and then maybe Pham. I mean, their team isn't like crazy. They just know how to win, I guess.
It kind of
Gallen's obviously the real deal. The pitching.
I wouldn't say they're as good. They kind of oddly remind me of like the 2021 Braves, where it's kind of like, Acuna went down. They dealt with like some injuries, and they called up like a bunch of solid, like especially in the outfield, like solid role players. I wouldn't call them role players, but Jorge Soler, Rosario, those guys came up huge in the playoffs. So I feel like there's a solid team, top to bottom, and then the pitching. Yeah, man, the pitching's where it's really at. Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly had a great year this year. And yeah, the bullpen's been pretty solid overall. Paul Sewald was a great pickup from them from the Mariners. So we'll see. I mean, I think they're pretty much bound for the NLCS unless they have an epic collapse. But I think the Dodgers.
I hope they shut the Dodgers up and sweep them.
And I think Kershaw's get another start. Doesn't he start next game, right? Or game 4?
What? No.
Think so.
Are you serious? That's tonight?
What's tonight?
They play tonight. They play in 7 minutes.
The Dodgers D-backs?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they play tonight.
Lance Lynn on the mound. Ooh.
You know, that's tough. Lance Lynn, you know, he looks.
I mean, he obviously he's Lance Lynn. I mean, but
yeah, I think the D-backs are gonna maybe not tonight, but I think they got the series.
Bro, I mean, come on, man. This lineup is just unfair. And how are you gonna go out and get swept by them? Betts,
you have Mookie
Freeman,
Betts,
Martinez, Muncy, Smith. I mean,
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie
Freeman, man, almost had 60 doubles this year. Insane.
I don't know. I think maybe the Dodgers, win tonight, but I mean 3-0.
I can see it tonight. Yeah. If they get swept, that's rough.
2-0 is a hard deficit in baseball.
That is, yeah, especially in a 5-game series. Bruins with the goal. Was it my boy Pasta? I think it was Pasta. But we'll get into it in a sec. We'll get into hockey in a sec. Yeah, I mean, Lance Lynn, he had a really great stretch with the Dodgers when he got traded there. We'll see. He needs to come up big. We need a big game from Lance Lynn and make it a series. Yeah, Pasta with the goal, baby. All right, I'm ready for hockey. Let's talk some hockey. Baseball playoffs looking great, but NHL opening night puck drop was last night, headlined by some legendary names and soon to be legendary names. We'll talk about the first
goal of the year.
Yeah.
First goal of the year. Kucherov fantasy. Thank you.
So we'll start off with that game. The first game of the season, the Predators versus the Lightning. Tampa Bay, man. Scary, scary hours with that team. They're so top heavy. Talk about your boy Kucherov for a sec. You do own him in fantasy hockey. And if you have any questions for fantasy hockey, fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball, football, please email your questions here at Pastimes On The Mic at gmail.com. Any questions? It could be who do you think is the greatest baseball player of all time? Who do you think is the best hockey player of all time? Who's scoring first tonight? Ask us here. We'll answer it the next episode. But yeah, talk to me, guy. Kucherov and the Lightning.
2 goals, man. He got 2 goals. Yeah, I mean, the Lightning are out. They don't got they're out with Vasilevsky's out with the what did he get hurt? I mean, he's out 2 months, 3 months.
I could be thinking about the wrong guy. Was it his hip?
I don't know. I just know he's on IR.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lightning are the Lightning. They got a good team all around. Stamkos, I think he's a little unhappy. I don't know. I didn't expect him to play, but that just shows how much of a professional he is, and he wants to go out there and show out for his teammates. But yeah, I mean, Lightning. There's not much to say about them. Cooper, he's just a good head coach, and he puts a good team together, and they know how to win. One thing Lightning know how to do, they know how to win. They're all around. Kucherov, Hedman, Stamkos, Hagel, Point. I mean, the list goes on and on. Paul.
Yeah, and to kind of go back to your Stamkos point, I said it on the first or second episode of this podcast, it's insane how Tampa Bay hasn't paid this man yet. He's giving you 15 years of dominance.
I know. I just think it has to do with his injuries, and it's just it leads everywhere. It leads everywhere.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know, man. He scratched your back, you gotta scratch his. I feel like it's kind of just like an all-time franchise thing. This guy's your best player in franchise history. And people talk about injuries. Yeah, he's been overall healthy the last 2 years. I don't know if this season was shortened due to COVID. That's why he missed some games there. But Yeah, dude. I mean, when he does play, 106-point seasons 2 years ago, easy Hart candidate year in, year out. Got to pay the man. Whether the years are there or not, come on, dude. That's your captain, man. Guy's giving you 16 years of dominance. Come on. But, yeah, I mean, look, any other sport, I mean, when it comes to contract disputes, especially in football, and basketball, if this was Kyrie Irving or Dalvin Cook just a couple of years ago, these guys would be sitting the season, man. Like it's ridiculous. This guy's out here playing, providing points, got an assist. Tampa Bay's scary,
Shows
dude.
up in the playoffs. I mean, the Lightning are always going to be scary if they have Vasilevsky and all those people I just named before out on the ice.
Exactly, man. And I got to say, I know it's only one game in, but I'm sticking with it. Braden Point paces the Tampa Bay Lightning in points this year. I'll stick with it, man. 3 apples for Braden Point. He's the number one center on that team.
You did say.
Yeah, and I think obviously Kucherov's going to have the goals or whatever. And, he's probably going to pace.
Listen, Kucherov's playing on the ice. He's healthy. He's getting 100 points plus.
Yeah, he's insane. He's like, I think Point's going to crack the century mark, though, this year. So
good.
We'll see what happens with that. Tampa Bay looked great. It was an exciting game, though. I mean,
I did not expect that out of Nashville.
Yeah, and Ryan O'Reilly, man. I mean, God, I think people really forget how good he is. He's a great two-way center. I like to call him Bergeron Jr. I was really pushing for the Bruins. They should get this guy. Just sign him as your center one. He's a Celt candidate year in, year out.
Yeah.
And he had a great game. Forsberg looks great. This is a guy I'm high on this year. He had a monster year 2 seasons ago. Was a little injury plagued last year. I think Nashville could be a sneaky team. They could be a very sneaky team. Trotz is there. Don't sleep on Trotz, man. Still don't get why the Islanders got rid of him. That's a different discussion, though. Yeah, I mean, Nashville gave Tampa Bay a run for their money. They're going to be an exciting team to watch. Definitely, they got a good thing brewing there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the second game was the famous Blackhawks Penguins game. Sidney Crosby, Connor Bedard facing off. Awesome, dude. Just awesome. Growing up with Crosby and now seeing Bedard, it makes me excited. It makes me excited for the younger hockey fans. I think about my little cousin Alex and stuff. This is the guys he's going to be watching and growing up with. Love him or hate him with Crosby, dude. We're going to miss him when he retires, dude. Crosby's he's a beast.
Fuck that guy.
I don't know, man. As I get older, I appreciate these guys more.
No, I mean, I know. You got to appreciate them while they're here. Brady's retired. It's all around sports. You're going to start to see these players.
It's so weird. I'm watching right now, and Bergeron's not playing. That's so weird. It's so weird to me. That's why I'm like, dude, I don't know. Kane, Stamkos, Crosby, that whole generation. I don't know. But now I got Bedard. You got
Austin Matthews, Robertson,
McDavid, still young. McDavid's only 26 years old. It feels like he's been in the league for 10 years already.
Draisaitl,
yeah, Pasternak. He's going to be with the Bruins for a long time. Hockey's in great hands, dude. It's
Makar,
a great Makar. Yeah, man. A lot of good young talent in the NHL. Yeah. But that game was crazy. So we'll talk a lot about Bedard because this is probably the best prospect since McDavid. And watching that game,
we could say we're recording a show on the day he scored.
Yeah, yep. Tonight
he scored.
Yeah, he scored his first goal against my Bruins. Whatever, I'll take it. Bruins are up right now. That's all that matters. I just want the W. David Pastrnak just scored. That's my boy, favorite NHL player of all time right there. Mm-hmm. Trent Frederick got the first goal of this game. But going back to last night, though, I want to talk about his first game. Got his first point. It was an assist with Donato. Yeah, he looks good, man. He looks good. He's not afraid to get to the net. I know he's a bit of a smaller stature than most NHL players. He's 5'10", 185, 180. A little bit smaller. I think the muscle will come in time. Same with the face-off experience. I don't think he won one face-off last night. But that all comes in time. Rookies.
I think he did. He did win. He didn't win a lot, but he
won one.
I remember them saying that.
Yeah, because I thought he went 0 for something. That's the last time I saw it. I didn't see the one he won. But yeah, he's gonna get better at the face-offs though. And dude, he looks great. He looks fantastic. Not afraid
I
to
mean,
hit
listen, what bigger task is it in your opening night appearance in Pittsburgh against Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and like that Chris Letang, Eric Carlson from the
dude.
year he had last year. I mean, that's a big test.
Dude, Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, and like I already knew this, but like when they said it on TV last night, it's their 18th consecutive season
They
playing with
passed
each
the
other.
Yankees for Jeter, Posada,
Yeah,
and
dude, like if you spend
Rodriguez.
18 years with somebody, you know how they play. The chemistry doesn't get any better than that. Add an Eric Carlson to the mix, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Gwenzel, Rust, oh my god.
I mean, listen, I'm not. I know you're a big Eric Carlson guy. I mean, just the name, his presence on the ice is definitely a lot to take in. But I don't know. I think he kind of regresses this year. Just my take.
Oh no, he's gonna regress this year. He's not getting 100 points again. That I agree with. I still think he's gonna be a top 3-5 defender easily, offensively wise. We all know he's not the best defenseman on defense. We all know that.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think his offense alone makes up for that because at the end of the day, you get points. You know what I mean? Points
for
wins
sure.
games. That's the bottom line. But yeah, Penguins though, I don't know, man. I know they lost last night, but that's a scary team, dude. I know you hate that as a Rangers fan. I'm sorry, but that is a scary team if you really look at it.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to get into it, I have a prediction for the Metro.
Okay, let's hear it.
So my personal opinion is my personal opinion, but for the Metro, I have the Hurricanes in first, Devils in second, Rangers in third, Islanders fourth, and unfortunately, sorry Penguins fans, I don't think you make it again this year.
Wow,
Fifth, um, and then
it is a very stacked division.
6, 7, 8. I mean, it's a toss up. The Caps could finish last just because, I mean, a hot take. I think Ovechkin gets traded at the deadline because the Caps just aren't in it. But I don't know. He might want to do some sort of, I want to finish my career out here. I was brought here. But who knows? But yeah, that's my, I think it's going to be a dogfight between the Rangers, Islanders, and the Penguins for that 3, 4, 5 spot.
It always
I
is.
think I think the Rangers are not as good as everyone makes them out to be, and I'm a Rangers fan saying that.
I kind of agree. I'll say
Uh,
why I think that in a sec, but continue.
but and the Islanders, they got Barzell, they got Horvat, they got Brock Nelson, so I mean they shut you down defensively, and if they score a goal or two, it's hard to come back against the Islanders when you're down. And the Penguins are the Penguins, Penguins are going to do what Penguins do. I don't know. I just personally think the Rangers didn't do enough in the offseason.
I agree.
And I don't think they did enough on defense to help out Igor. And I don't know. Rangers still obviously have top offensive guys in Zibanejad, Panarin, Fox, obviously playing defense but being more offense. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to beat the Hurricanes and the Devils in points.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the Rangers. Playoffs is obviously definitely in the mix for them. I feel like it's a weird mix of they did too little, but they also did too much, if that makes any sense. I feel like they added a lot of new faces from top to bottom, with the coaching, Wheeler, Jonathan Quick, stuff like that. It's just like I don't know if it's gonna gel right away, and I feel like that might bite them in the ass with Patrick Kane. If they're still figuring out in November, and Patrick Kane's ready to go, and he sees the young Sabres team clicking or another team, whatever, that might bite him in the ass for getting Kane back. I don't know.
Kane, I mean, but the whole Kane scenario, I mean, it's tough because you don't know really. He doesn't come out and say, "Hey, I have these three teams that I want to go to. I'm not talking to
Yeah.
anyone else." I mean, it's still obviously out there. I think, like you said, the Sabres, hometown. He did his time in Chicago, but I mean, I'm sure it's tempting to want to go play with a kid like Bedard and kind of just take him under your wing.
Dude,
But
I was kind of thinking about that right now, watching the Blackhawks, dude. A top line of Hall, Bedard, and Kane. Oh
Yeah.
my God, dude.
I mean, listen, I don't know. Bedard, I'm sure it's exciting, but again, even if you add Kane, I don't think they're a team to worry about. Obviously that's a good team, but I think Kane's in a win now mode. He wants to go to a team that is going to give him 1 year friendly deal if it's with the Rangers. But I mean, he's probably going to want to go and prove something to people that he's, 34, 35, still has some left in the tank, and he wants to get like a three-year contract, decent amount of money. So he's probably just trying to do a prove it deal this year, 1 year deal, showing people he still's got it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, we just gotta see how the season plays out. I mean,
They were saying by Thanksgiving he should be on a team.
Yeah, I think it'll even be before then. I think so. I think like early November. We all know how hockey players act, especially someone with the reputation as Patrick Kane. These guys want to play. They're not going to pull some Kyrie Irving bullshit where
But
that's
you can't really judge a team off what they are at in November. You can't say whether or not that team's a playoff team or not.
Yeah, no, that is always tough too. I just feel like he's just gonna probably go with like his gut, what he's seeing.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's listen.
And it could be the Rangers. The Rangers are definitely probably up there. They're on my bingo card.
Listen,
for sure.
Obviously, you know me. I'm one of the biggest Rangers fans there are. When I say that I'm just not confident with what the Rangers did this offseason. I'm not.
And you have a right to feel that way. I feel very similar about my Bruins. Like, look, it's hard to go from Bergeron, Krejci, Orlov, Bertuzzi to having Charlie Coyle man your top line. And I love Coyle. Coyle's disgusting. He's underrated, but like, I don't know, when he's your number one center, you might have other things to worry about. But
I mean, it's just tough. It's tough. We're in the same boat. We lost a lot.
I think we both regressed this year a little bit. The Bruins are definitely going to regress this year. I think there's no way.
I don't think the Bruins are going to be number one in points this year.
No, they're not going to be number one in points.
They definitely are going to be a playoff team for sure.
I think we'll be a playoff team. A lot of people are writing us off. They're saying like, "Oh, Bergeron's gone, Krejci's gone. They're going to be a lottery team."
The Bruins.
Look, dude, we got Marchand, Pastrnak, McAvoy.
The best goalie tandem in the league.
Best goalie tandem in the league. Got a good defense, and we'll see what the kids can do. These prospects that we got called up. So,
well, that's what I was going to get into with the Rangers. It's just like, they're banking a lot on these players in Kakko, Lafreniere, and Hedl to really take that next step. And listen, obviously they were not getting the minutes that they were supposed to be getting coming into the league, but I mean, they did get put onto a team that was already talented. So, how are you going to get those minutes when you're with a talented team? But that being said, they are going to get those minutes this year. Kakko and Hedl, Lafreniere and Hedl just got signed. Hedl before the playoffs last year got signed, and Lafreniere and Miller got signed this offseason. So, if they're going to get those minutes, they got to show out.
Exactly.
Not 30-point seasons from your first and second overall pick.
Yeah,
back-to-back drafts.
It's time for a lot of these Rangers kids to take that next step. Jack Hughes jump. Yeah, that's what you guys are really banking on. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, they have to. They have to.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, then that's when you're like, all right, well, now it's time to sit back and think about our options. Because if these kids aren't going to take the next step and you're still banking on Panarin and Zibanejad and Kreider to be these guys all around to put up points, it has to come from all around to gel together and be a playoff team.
100%. Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the Metro. It's going to be a big year. I think the Rangers really find out who they are this year, whether it's, we're getting past the first round this time, or maybe it's time to unload some of, the younger guys who are maybe not panning out, try something different. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. It's only.
I still stand by Kane being a Ranger. I still think.
Yeah, I think that's the heavy favorite for sure. I mean, we'll see how the season goes. Hopefully it's just a solid start. He knows the playbook. He knows how the offense works there.
I also think he's a little torn with how it ended, and probably wants to prove that that's not what they expected. Listen, if you're putting me red pill, blue pill, Tarasenko, Kane. I'm taking Tarasenko
Big
9 times
Vladdy
out of
guy.
10.
Yeah.
I'm taking him 9 times out of 10. He just showed out in the playoffs, and that guy knows how to play in the playoffs.
Yep.
Kane wasn't 100% healthy, but I mean, listen, it's Patrick Kane. I'm not going to sit here and complain about getting Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy, but we can all say that he did not show out in the playoffs, but
No.
neither did Panarin and neither did Zibanejad.
Exactly. So you can't really point fingers.
No.
So, and speaking of Tarasenko, I do want to ask you about this. How are you feeling about the Senators this year?
I think they're a sleeper team
Right?
for sure.
They got a sick team, dude. I love the names.
Yeah. I mean, you could list them, man. They are stacked top to bottom for sure with talent.
Yeah, no, that team's disgusting. Giroux, Kachuk, obviously Tarasenko, Chabot, Chytrin. Sick team. Cool team.
Yeah. Stutzel.
Yeah, Stutzel. Yeah, it's a cool team. It's a cool team. So even if they're like not that good, it's gonna be a fun team to watch regardless.
And they had the Brinket and they lost him.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously
Detroit Red Wings now. The Brinket. Such a random.
It really is. I mean, they're not that bad either. I mean,
the Red Wings are going the right direction.
Larkin.
Yeah, the Red Wings are going the right direction. It was a good pick up the Brinket. He's still young. Was he 25, 26? Like, he's sick, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want to pick a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, but is a team to look out for this year. I think I know your answer.
Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo Sabres all day. And I hate to say as a Bruins fan, they're in our division. So it just makes things harder for us. Tage Thompson's the real deal.
Yeah.
He's a stud. They have some, veteran experience too. Kyle Caposo's still there, I believe, right? So they got
I think he's the captain.
Yeah, they got the veteranship. Skinner, veteranship right there. And of course, Devon Levi.
Yeah.
He is
Qui-Gon.
Dude, he does the Qui-Gon Jinn meditation before each game. That's all I need to know. He's either a psychopath or he's the best goalie in the league. There's going to be no in between. So, I mean, I'm going with the latter there. I think he's going to be one of the best goalies in the league. He's 21, though. He's young, so there's going to be some growing pains for sure. But he's one of the best goalie prospects out there, and I think he's just going to grow really well with the young team the Sabres got brewing up. So I think to make the playoffs is maybe a lower seed, probably get knocked down in the first round. It's going to be a fun team,
though. So if you're saying the Sabres make it, who are they replacing in that talk? Because, I mean, you got the Bruins, you got the Panthers, you got the Lightning, you got the Maple Leafs, and then you got the Sabres. And the Canadians are a team that is heavily slept on, and they are young and good.
Canadians got a good team. Got a good young team. I think they're still a year out or two.
For sure.
I hate to say it. Call me crazy. If any of those teams gets knocked out due to the Sabres, it's going to be the Bruins.
Really? I thought you were going to say the Panthers.
No, Panthers, I think, regress as well. Obviously, I don't think they make the Stanley Cup again, but they could be an option too. I think they're right there. I think to be either us or the Panthers. I think Toronto's way too freaking good to miss the playoffs. Same with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it. I feel like if the Panthers, keep that grit going, build off of that Stanley Cup appearance from last season, I think I like them a little bit better than the Bruins this year. But, I mean, we'll see. I think it's going to be close between the Bruins and the Sabres. But if I had to pick a team, it's probably the Bruins. I just don't think we have that firepower like the Maple Leafs, like the
I mean, you just go down the list of the Maple Leafs and the Lightning. They're stacked from top to bottom.
Yeah, but Panthers, though, we'll see what Kachuk's going to get 100 points. Barkov, I mean, he's so underrated. He could easily get back into the elite conversation, get another 100 points as well. Yeah, I just feel like if the Sabres were to replace somebody, it's probably the Bruins.
And then what about Serge Bobrovsky?
Yeah. Serge had a pretty great run in the playoffs last year. But it's hard for me to say the Bruins too. But we'll see. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. It's a stacked division. Same with the Metro. As a realist, I gotta say the Bruins are probably the weakest link right now. But I hope they prove me wrong. They look good tonight. So.
I mean, I'm in the same boat too with the Rangers, man. I just don't know. I mean, I still think at the end of the day, it's the Devils the Devils and the Hurricanes. You
Yeah.
know, whether that's Hurricanes 1, Devils 2, I feel like they're just going to take off in that division.
Yeah, Hurricanes loaded up, Devils loaded up, Rangers loaded up, but like it's like you said, I don't know if it was
I mean,
the
they got the
right.
experience with the older guys. Like Wheeler's
Yeah,
not like a guy to take. He's the real deal. I mean, he was the
yeah,
captain. So I mean, I don't know. Quick looked like absolute piss in the preseason. That guy was trash.
I
I mean, I'm
think
not gonna shit on him
I think
too
age is
much.
catching up to him.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. And with Igor, I have this weird feeling with Igor. He sees the history with the Rangers. He sees that Lundqvist didn't get a cup, made it to 1 cup. They didn't help him out at defense. I just think he's a little bit more of a diva, and he's just like, they're not helping me out. I'm out. And I think this is a big year for the Rangers as for the future.
Yeah, this season's really gonna decide the direction of are we contenders or are we gonna maybe go into a little bit of a rebuild? Whether that means
His age, man. Panarin,
Aaron's getting up there.
he needs to step. I don't care what the hell that guy does during in the regular season. If he's not showing up in the playoffs,
Might be time to look out the different ventures
that
and
was not a
different
Drury
options.
signing, by the way.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If they start faltering a little bit early in the season, they miss out on Kane. Who's to say they don't trade Panarin for picks or whatever, prospects, whatever you got to do. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, a lot of hockey. I hate to be this negative early on.
Yeah, I know.
They're on tomorrow.
It's only game one, so it's hard to really tell how the season's really going to go at this point. But
I will be going to the Ranger game, though, on Monday night.
Awesome. Who are they playing?
At home, their first home game is unfortunately against the Coyotes, so it won't be an exciting game. They got that kid. They got that kid Logan Cooley.
Clayton Keller, right?
Clayton Keller, yeah.
Could be a little interesting.
Who's their goalie? I have no idea who their goalie is.
He's like some weird last name. I'm trying to remember. I think it's
Looking it up real quick. Ingram, Thornton, and Vegemenka.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, I just butchered that guy's name. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Bukestad.
Yep.
Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz, Jason Zucker.
Yeah, Zucker. That's a good pickup.
Dumba, Druzy.
Jersey's sick, dude. Yeah, it could be a little fun game for you guys.
They got Shea Weber. That guy still plays?
Yeah, I know he last played for Montreal, but I feel like he got like hurt, right? Like a season in injury.
Canadians trade Weber. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was what the hell?
Yeah, it was like the Maple Leafs are scoring.
He's on the Coyotes. The fuck? Damn.
Oh, wow. Canadians put up a good fight against the Maple Leafs right now. 3-3.
Good.
Oh, did they win? No, it's 4-3.
It's 4-3. 10 minutes left.
Wow, okay. Montreal.
Ottawa's putting up a fight. 3-3. Ottawa versus Hurricanes. Let's see if my boy Tarasenko scored. I bet he did.
I'm checking the fantasy lineups real quick.
No, he didn't score. Damn.
Taylor Hall with the assist. Marner with an assist. I want to see Marchand get on the board.
Stutzel scored.
I have a quick take. I think Brad Marchand hits 40 goals this year. Career high. Yeah. Captainship, bro. I feel like his ego is just so like fired up right now.
If I had to pick between, and you can tell me what you think about this, but if I had to pick between Kakko, Lafreniere, and Hedl, which of those three I think are going to have a good year, good year, meaning over 50 points total in goals and assists. I think that's a pretty, good year. Obviously not for where they were taken, but
it's a good improvement.
A good step forward. I think Kako for sure has a out of the three. I think Kako has the better year.
Weren't you a big Heedle guy? I thought you.
I am. I'm a big Heedle guy for sure.
I was gonna guess Heedle for you. What you would say? I thought you were gonna say Heedle.
I am a big Heedle guy. I do like Heedle a lot. But I think Kako is, just the guy that I think. Don't get me wrong. I still think Heedle's gonna be good.
Yeah, but Kako takes it the next step a little bit.
I think Kako is the visual guy who clearly takes the next step.
Yeah,
he had 18 goals last year and 22 assists. I think he gets 28 goals, so 10 more goals from the year before, and I think 22 assists last year. Give him 40 assists.
That's nice. Okay, that's a good season right there.
Yeah, I think he's a listen. In no way is this guy Alex Ovechkin, but that was his comp when he was drafted. He's a big body forward.
Jack Hughes was Crosby, and he was Ovechkin. I remember those two getting compared a lot to those guys.
I mean, Jack Hughes is just different, man. He's
disgusting.
But yeah, that's my take. I think Kako from those three getting the first line minutes, I think he takes the next step.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good take. A little more homer takes for me. I said Marchand gets 40 goals. I think it's 40 on the dot, like 44-0. I think that's what he gets.
Like he gets like his 40th goal in an empty net the last game of the year.
Yeah, yeah. I could see it. Yeah. As they lose their playoff spot to the Sabres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case, but.
I think the Bruins make the playoffs.
Nah, I think so too. I didn't realize really how stacked this division is like that. So.
No, yeah, that division is tough.
Yeah, Sabres actually might have to wait another year, but I don't know though. But I feel like it's going to be close between Sabres, Bruins, and the Panthers though. So
listen, if that goaltender Levi is anything like he was last year, they're going to be a good team.
Yeah, they're going to be disgusting. But a quick name I want to shout out though on the Bruins, people should keep an eye on for John Beecher. John Beecher, keep your eyes on this kid. He's going to be good. One of the young guys the Bruins have brought up this year, along with
center.
Yep.
Center name right now.
John Beecher. Yep. I remember being so high on him when he first got drafted by us. So I'm just hoping it pans out.
Okay.
First round pick in 2019. John Beecher. I don't think he's gonna be like a stud, but I think he's gonna provide a lot of spark for the Bruins this year. And see what happens. Same with Matthew Poitras. I think he got his first point as a rookie, 19 years old. Kids, man, the Bruins and the Rangers are really in a similar spot this year. I'm kind of like really more realizing that now. It's a mix of like vets and young guys, and it's like, what kind of season are we in for? Are we gonna
kind of hoping these guys take the next step?
Exactly. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season, man.
Yeah, I'm in, man. I'm ready. I'm always a diehard Rangers fan. So
hopefully both make it back to the playoffs because the first round was not kind to us last year at all, especially for the Bruins.
I think say this now. Yesterday was puck drop, day one. I'm saying both Bruins and Rangers are back in the playoffs this year.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with that. Actually, I agree. It's gonna be a lot of fun hockey this year, man. We're gonna see who makes the playoffs, who doesn't. We'll see.
Bedard over 80 points.
Yeah, we'll see. Bedard. Yeah, I mean, I think 80 is probably his ballpark for sure. I don't think he gets 100. A lot of guys say 100. Yeah, no. I don't think 100.
No.
I think 80 is like a perfect 70, 80. He's got a goal and assist already.
NHL is the hardest league in hockey, man.
It is. He is averaging a point per game, so finish at 82 points. I would not be shocked. We'll see what happens. Well, anything else you want to talk about, or is that kind of
No, I guess that can kind of wrap up the sports talk. I mean, I did want to talk about something to look out for.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it because I actually want you to inform me on this a little bit.
What were you gonna say? You can go.
So, all right. So we're gonna go into a little different realm of sports here. Something I think we haven't talked about yet. We've talked about basketball, football, hockey, baseball. We're gonna dive into the UFC a little bit with Guy Buckley providing us some news about a pretty prominent character in the
Yes.
whole UFC world. You want to tell us about it?
So Conor McGregor has told breaking news. Conor McGregor officially re-entered the drug testing pool as of Sunday, October 8th. USADA announced Wednesday. So obviously, not the news of him getting an actual opponent, but there has been some speculation that McGregor has been under some sort of PED, steroid use. So, hopefully this clears it up. And I mean, listen, I think he is, but that's just based off the view of seeing what he's posting on Instagram. But, you know, fingers crossed that he passes and, we can actually see that guy back in the octagon because he is an entertainer at the end of the day and he knows how to put on a show. And, his last 2 fights, maybe 3, haven't really shown that.
Yeah.
I mean, his last win was against Cowboy Cerrone. I don't know, who that is.
I've heard of I've heard the name.
But yeah. And then so I mean, I'm hoping he passes. I want to see that guy back in the ring.
Yeah.
Whether he loses or wins, I just would like to see him one more time before maybe
When was his last fight? What year was it?
I think it was against Dustin Poirier. He broke his ankle.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I can fact check that, but I mean, if I had to give a guess, Dustin Poirier.
But no, that is huge news though for UFC. I mean, McGregor, that guy, he makes headlines even when he's not fighting. He's a beast, man. He's definitely a fan favorite. I know I was really into him back in the day. And then he kind of got into the whole boxing thing with Floyd Mayweather. It was kind of like come on, bro. Stay in the octagon, bro. Come on, man. But
his last 2 fights his last 3 fights were Donald Cerrone, he beat, knocked him out, TKO, and then his last 2 fights were against Dustin Poirier, and he lost both of them. He lost the very last one he lost. It was July 10th, 2021.
A long time ago, man.
UFC 264, and for people that don't realize, we are at UFC 94 or 93.
Jeez.
UFC 293. Sorry.
Jeez, that's a lot. That's a long time ago, man.
Yeah, he hasn't fought. He has not fought in a while. So you obviously saw the clips. He was doing the Ultimate Fighter, and the guy he was coaching against was Michael Chandler. So hopefully, those two meet back in the octagon. Hopefully at the end of the year, maybe the start of next year. But the plan was for them to meet back in the octagon after the Ultimate Fighter in the December bout. So in Las Vegas, hopefully that happens still because there's a lot of fighters that want to fight on that card. I don't know if you've seen Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
That guy, he wants to get in. He just got the belt from Aljamain Sterling. So that could be a huge card. Be a huge card for sure.
For sure, man. Yeah, and I mean, I could be totally wrong here, but just McGregor's presence alone could probably bring so much more revenue and fanship, fans, and it exposes.
You get the McGregor army and the Sugar Sean O'Malley army, and Sugar Sean O'Malley already said that he would be the co-main event to Conor McGregor. Yeah. He already came out and said that. So I mean, you get like Sugar Sean O'Malley knocking out, whoever he versus, supposed to be Cheeto, I don't know. But you get him versus him, knock him out, and you get McGregor walking out. Even McGregor loses, the roof is going to be blown off the place.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think that's great for the sport. He's a legend. So it's going to be great for viewership, revenue. I think it's a win all around. And it's a win for him as well. Gets his name back out there. Maybe gets a win.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if McGregor gets the win, but
So is he washed now?
I don't want to say he's washed. He just hasn't
really shown it. Yeah, he hasn't fought in a while.
His last 2 fights were dog shit.
Yeah. When was his last win? How long ago was his last win?
I think it was 2020, and it was like 9 seconds. He knocked
almost,
the guy out and like knocked the guy out with his elbow or something. Not his elbow. Was
the
it his
20,
elbow? Or no, I think it might have been his. It wasn't his head. No, you can't use your head in UFC.
yeah, 2020. It's almost half a decade ago. That's
No, that was
crazy.
the last time he fought. His last time he fought and won was January 18th, 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost half a decade ago. That's a long time ago. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old is he? He's like what? In his 40s now, right? Late 30s, 40s?
Age. Where's age? Date of birth, July 14th, 1988.
So he's in his late 30s.
Yeah, I don't see where his age is. It doesn't say his age.
Because Crosby was born like 87, so he's like 36, 35.
Yeah, I mean, listen, UFC guys, some are different. A lot of champions win their first title at 40. So, it's different.
Yeah.
Age is just a number in UFC, but obviously, it does catch up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, something to look out for. McGregor hopefully getting a bout in the end. I don't know if it'd be that soon now because it's just now being talked about, but I would think the late December bout he would be put into.
Interesting. That's
if he passes.
That's the big thing.
If he passes. But yeah, that pretty much, wraps up the UFC talk. We got to get you to watch some more UFC because I would love to talk. UFC, I would love to talk UFC.
People who are listening, I'm a big baseball, hockey guy. Those are my two favorite sports. Still football and basketball. Those are right there as well. UFC, I need to dabble a little more into. But hey, this is Pastimes on the Mic. I mean, it's a pastime. We talk about it on here. But yeah, so next week, please tune in to Pastimes on the Mic. That pretty much wraps up our show for today. For any questions, send them to us in an email. The Gmail is right over here. Pull it up for you guys again. Again, any fantasy questions, anything, send it to this email right here. Fantasy, sports, whatever. Ask us our middle names, goddammit. I don't care. Send us an email, something, man. Please, but the email is right there. Yeah, we talk about MLB, NHL, NFL, UFC, you name it. This was Pastimes on the Mic. Thank you for tuning in.